This Aeonium has been overwintered inside, and in late winter it has flowered, produced a large stem in the middle, and produced lots of nice little yellow flowers. And what I'm going to do is try to get the seeds off these flowers. So I've snapped off the top of the flower stalk, because if I leave this on, the plant is monocarpic, which means once it's set seed, all the plant will die. I'm going to show you how to propagate from this, to separate all these rosettes, and to hopefully still get some new seed from the flowers. So what we need to do is cut off all these rosettes with a few inches of stem, and that's what I'll do now. So get a sharp knife, give it about 6 inches of stem, and just give it a clean cut through there. And then carry on cutting off the rest of the rosettes, and each rosette will make a new plant. It's a nice clean cut at the base. Now ideally what you need to do is dry that off. So leave that for 24 hours just so it just dries the bottom. That is because when we plant it, we don't want it being in contact with a wet, fresh surface with wet compost that can introduce rot. But I have found that these do root very easily on this particular one, and I'm going to plant this direct. So from that one plant, I've got 18 good sized cuttings that will make good plants this summer. So the mix I'll use to strike the cuttings is around about 50% horticultural grit, 25% seed and cutting compost, and 25% sharp sand. Mix them all together and fill up this terracotta pot. So I've mixed all that together in this terracotta pot, and it's time just to put the cuttings in. So just make a little hole, get your cutting, and place that in around the side of the pot, firm that in, and then carry on until they're all filled the pot with cuttings. So there we are, all 18 cuttings in the terracotta pot. This would put somewhere relatively warm, at least above 10 degrees at night, and ideally up to about 20 degrees in the daytime. I have not watered them in today because I want them to callus over the end of the cuts, but tomorrow I'll give it a good watering just to soak through and settle the compost. And in 4 to 6 weeks they'll have rooted. In a couple of months I will plant these out as individual plants in the garden, ready for the summer season. So here's an Aeonium cutting that's had a while now to root, and as you can see it has produced quite a lot of new fibrous roots from the bottom there. And if you want, you could plant that straight out in the garden, even with just a few roots like this, because it will root readily as it's warmer and warmer in the summer months. Alternatively, pot up into a larger pot, leave in a windowsill or in a greenhouse, and let it grow a bigger root ball, plant it out later on in the year.